Hey Orchinistas, welcome to the channel Forever Orchids. My name is Tracy. Guess what we're going to do today? We're going to do a what's in bud or bloom, or I might just get excited and say, look at the new roots, look at the new growth. So I did one of these videos a few weeks ago, and you're going to see some of those plants. But right now, I just wanted to welcome you, and I want to show you a couple of them that I have here. These are my two Grammatophyllum scriptums, and these are, well, it just says Grammatophyllum scriptum. Both of them, whoops, almost knocked that one off. Both of them are in spike. Look, 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 yay. So excited. So this particular plant here that has the larger pseudobulbs on it, it's already been in bloom, and I've cut that flower spike off. It's grown another one. And this plant here has two new growths on it coming out, and then pushed out this flower spike. So I'm so excited about those. They're just the cutest little things. And they are like, I'll put up a picture right here. They are more in the yellow kind of cream. It's really more cream with brown spotting on it, blotches. Kind of reminds you of an animal print. Okay, then I have here, this is my largest Phalaenopsis. I have done a video on this girl. I have had this particular plant. Goodness gracious. Oh, I think I found some paperwork on it at least since 1996, if not before then, that I've had this plant growing. This is Phalaenopsis meraldi, and this is from Breckenridge Orchids. And this is the Breckenridge cultivar, which has an AM from the American Orchid Society. It has an AM from the Royal Horticultural Society, and it has an SM from the EOC or Society as well. And like I said, I've done videos on this plant here, and you can go back and watch that. I'll put that in the description. And this is a particular plant that I keep the flower spikes as long as they're green. I keep them on the plant. This already this year, moving, changing environments, the plant did not bloom as well as it has in the past. So far this year, I've gotten 2 flowers off of it. And I'm not even sure which spike it was that had those. And then it decided, as it's getting adjusted to the location that it's in my house, it's pushed out this next growth, this next flower spike here, which currently has at least 4 buds on it. This is a flower that I'll put up a picture of it. It's yellow with spotting on it. It is a hybrid. It's a cross, it's a hybrid with Ambonensis, which has a fragrance. Unfortunately, it didn't transfer to this plant. There's no fragrance on this. But she is a big, big plant. Lots of new root growth. I've got lots of new root tips on it. And I believe I need to repot her. I repotted her in August of 2023. So she's been in this pot for 2 years. And because I know this plant, I know that these roots here, she likes to have her roots covered. She likes to have her roots remain moist. And I've already gotten this root to grow, and the root tip has died back. So it's very possible I'm going to repot this in the next coming weeks. Not sure. I might actually just cover this with some sphagnum moss over these roots here, wait till after she blooms. However, I've had this plant be in bloom for 6 months, half the year I've had it in bloom. So it makes it really hard. When's the best time to repot this? Obviously, I repotted it in August of 2023. Now, I remember in 2023, if I'm not mistaken, I think I had 2 flower spikes, 4 flowers on each spike. I had a total of 8. And I waited until, see, typically this plant will bloom for me starting in January or February. So by August, it was out of bloom and I repotted it. So this one's going to be tricky. So it might just it's probably going to be best just to cover this with some sphagnum moss here and then wait till this is out of spike and see what time of year it is as to whether or not I'm going to repot it. Not sure on that one. In my last video where I talked about what was in bud or spike, I showed you this one. I was so excited about this Phragmipedium. This is Phragmipedium cardinale, and it opened. Look at that cutie patootie. Oh my goodness. I love it. Love pink flowers. The white and the pink on here is just gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. And 3 flower spikes here. This one has opened, and this is a sequential bloomer. And so here's another bud that's going to open. These 2 here are working on their flowers. And when I bought the plant, we had one growth that had a spike on it. The bud blasted. I purchased this in 2023, and I've just been waiting for it to bloom since then, right? Did I purchase it in 2023? Ooh, hold on a second here. No, I purchased this in April of 2024, and this is now late August of 2025. So I purchased it, but it had 4 new growths on it. So I've waited for those 4 growths to continue. There's still a chance I might get from this growth here another spike. That is highly possible. But look at that. I'm so excited about this one. So now we're going to walk around, do a little walkabout, a couple places in the house and here in the grow room. And I'm going to show you what else is in bud or spike or bloom or just growing new roots or just growing new growth, because I just get so excited to see all of my orchids happy in my new home. Let's take a look at this windowsill on the back side of my house. It faces south, kind of a southeast direction, and I wanted to show you a little bud that's popping out right here. Look at that. Get it here where the camera will focus and not on focusing on the screen, the window screen. But there's a bud right there, and I can't tell, but I kind of think it's gotten a little trapped down in the sheath. Just wants to focus on the window screen. Okay, that's a little bit better. See how it looks like it's curved right in there? Don't know if this bud got trapped or not. Not sure if there's any more buds in there, but what is this? It is a recently repotted, I can tell you that. I up-potted this plant from a 4-inch pot into this 5-inch or 5.5-inch pot. Look at all the new root tips that are growing, and here's what the plant is. Oops, there you go. Love it. I absolutely love the flower on this plant. I just love the spotting in the lips. So as far as here, this is the only plant that is in bud. Everybody else is growing crazy, crazy, crazy. A bag baby here. Tried staking it. The dendrobium here. Lots and lots of new root tips. This is another dendrobium that I have right here. I love this. This is Dendrobium White Grace Sato growing here. And then this new growth here. This has got a ways to go before it will bloom. It's got to get a lot taller for sure. This is Toshi Aoki, and this is the cultivar Pizzazz. And where is it? Let's get in here. Get in here. Pull it out here. That is its newest growth. Also received this as a bag baby, but I want you to see something. Might be time to repot. Look what's down there. Look at those new root tips. Well, they're just starting to come out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I see at least. So it's probably I need to go on and repot this. Now, it is late August, and yes, I can repot. I don't need to wait till the spring to repot. Cattleyas, really any orchid, repot when they're showing you new root tips. Look at this one here. Look at the root tips there. This is, and the tag's been broken, but this is a Cattleya get it to focus here, Kilborn, and the cultivar is Hawaii. It's going to be a really large, dark lavender. And when I purchased the plant, she turned around here. This was my new growth right here. And now we've got root tips and another new growth. I know this video was supposed to be what's in bud or bloom, but you know, I just get so excited looking at all the new growth on my plants. Let's go look at what's in bloom in the next location. I'm back in the orchid grow room. This is where I videotape from. So in the last video that I did of what's in bud or bloom, I showed you this Habenaria. This is a Habenaria rhodokyla. Look at it now. Woohoo! Isn't that spectacular? Just absolutely spectacular. Nice orange. And then I did a video where I did an orchid haul, and here is the pink sapphire, still in bloom. But then the other Habenaria that I also got, that same haul, that I said I didn't think it was gonna bloom this year. Look at this spike. Look at that. And this is a white one. Little speckled leaves. It's so cute. And then I showed you another Cattleya that grows behind on the same shelf. And it had 2 buds in it at our last update. And look at here. They're starting to open. They are just starting to open. This one started yesterday. This one has started overnight. So it is still opening up. I cannot pronounce the name of this. Let me see if I can get the tag out here. And here's our tag. Yellow with a red lip. Well, that's what the Bag Baby tag says. But guess what? It's more orange. It's more orange than anything. Here we go. There, the camera, I think, is trying to do a little bit better job here. Okay, moving right along. We're going to go one shelf down. Here is the Hibiki, Dendrobium Hibiki that I showed you last month. Look at all the blooms that have opened up. We had a lot of buds still left on the plant. I'm not kidding, people. When I tell you, look, I've still got buds that haven't opened yet. I'm telling you what, this plant has been growing on this bottom shelf here under grow lights. I purchased it in February. It was in bud in February. It has continued to push out new flowers. And so it has just been in bud, in bloom since February, and we are now late August. Looks like there's a new growth right here. The camera's not going to focus on. I wished it would, but it doesn't want to focus. Okay. Let me see. Oh, yeah. Okay. So I'm still working on my new house grow space. And so I have quite a few plants that are just literally sitting in the floor in front of the grow light shelf. And I've got 2 of my zygopedilums here. This is a Zygonesia Bluebird. excuse me, Zygonesia cynosure bluebird is a cultivar. Okay, so look what we've got growing here. Let's take it out here. We have a new pseudobulb growing, and coming out right beside of it is a flower spike. And that's the way that they do. They usually will bloom before the pseudobulb matures. And I don't really like those black spots right there, people. Not sure about that. I don't like that. We have that in spike, and the zygo growing right next to it, which is down in a little bit of water here because I just watered it. This is its tag. I'm going to focus here. There we go. Now you can see that. Okay. And I don't have a flower spike on this right now. There are two spikes. Not spikes, but two new growths here on it. Okay. Let me think what else we have that is in bud. Oh, yes. Yes, yes, yes. The shelf above, where I have my Habenarias and Cattleyas in the back. Come up here. This is where some catasetums are growing. And I want to show you this one right here. This is a species. Okay. And it is in spike. Look there. Look, look, look. So exciting. So right now I'm trying to train it. I had the plant turned this way and it's growing. The spike was actually turning and growing in between the two pseudobulbs. So I'm doing a little light training here, and I have turned the plant so that this spike will now start turning away from the pseudobulbs, and let's see if I can get a better presentation on that. Then I have another little tiny one right here. This is Catasetum Memoria Dorothy Wells crossed with Diana's Dots. And there is a flower spike growing out. That little green one right there. It's got lots of new root tips still growing. Go up here to my Paphopedaliums, and we've got us a spike. The camera doesn't want to focus on the spike. There you go. I think that focuses now. What is this? Well, this is Paphopedalium grayei. Grayei, okay? In the previous video where I did what's in bud or bloom, we talked about the Oncidium wildcat Garfield cultivar. And that one has two spikes. About right here in the other video was where this spike was. And look at how much it's grown. And look at how much this spike has grown. And look at it branching. Can you see it branching? I know it's hard because we've got a backdrop here of lights. So it is definitely hard to see. And then I've got some, somebody at an Orchid Society just recently gave me this bulbophyllum. This is Bulbophyllum Wilbur Chang. And it's got a great new growth on it right there. That's a new plant that I have. I have a Tolumnia that is in spike right here. And I just showed you that was a, let me think. Trying to remember, it was in a recent haul. It was in a recent haul. And right now, I can't think right now where I got this from. Wait a minute, let me see here. Let's look at the tag. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Okay, so Tolumnia Jarrack Flyer cartoon. This was in a recent Carter and Holmes haul video. and I've repotted it. I said in that video that the way I plant my Tolumnias is to put them in a small clay pot with sphagnum moss, and this one has spiked since getting it. Up here where I have my Polychilus summer blooming Phalaenopsis, this plant here, this is called Happy Hours, and it is a sequential bloomer. So I keep the spikes as long as they're green. They stay on the plant. I do not cut them because they will continue to grow buds and bloom. I hope you enjoyed as much as I did allowing me to share with you what is in bud, what's in bloom, or what's just growing in my orchid space. I love sharing orchids with, whether it's in person at orchid societies or volunteering at places that have lots of orchids. I just love talking about orchids and sharing them. So I really hope that you enjoyed this video. And in talking with you, I glanced, now that I have this Phragmipedium in my face, just about, and this bud is about to open. The petals, the sepals are starting to open up. Yay, we're going to have another one open on here. Oh, I just love this cute little frag. Like I was saying, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Stay tuned to my channel, like, subscribe, share. Also put things in the comments, any questions that you have or any comments that you have about maybe you have the same orchids that I do and how well yours are doing in your environment. It might take me a week or two to respond. I try to respond to all of the comments and answer your questions if you have any. With this channel, I want to promote a sense of community. I want us to have a community together that we can, I want to work out a way to where we can start sharing so that you, in other words, I should say, I'm sharing with you. I want you to share with me your questions, your comments, but also be able to share your orchids with me and with others. So I want to get together a community. You can go to Facebook and search for Forever Orchids. You can also subscribe there, and we'll see if we can't work something out to where we can start sharing things. So I'm sorry about rambling here. I want to try to keep this quick video. So until next time, guys, happy orchid growing. Bye.